You
All
ready?
right, guys, welcome back. We're here again, reviewing a Dynamite. This is episode 2 of Dynamite, unless you're counting, and we got a lot to talk about today. Um, how you doing, Ted? To start off, let's just get an update on how life is for you.
Doing good, doing good.
Yeah, I know that we've been pounding wrestling all over the place. I almost didn't have time to watch this thing. It put me back a little bit, but we made some time.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So this one is, I would say, a pretty good episode of Dynamite. Let's get our ratings out beforehand so we can just go through everything that happens in this match because a lot of stuff happened. But I think this is a hard B minus. I don't think that this is the best episode of Dynamite that's ever been aired. I think there are a couple really, really good things, and then I think there are some things that they're still working the kinks out of, and things that didn't really work for me. What do you think?
I mean, top to bottom, I don't know. I would go closer to a B plus or an A minus. I really enjoyed it,
Well, let's figure out
Especially again for the second episode.
for this. Yeah. Well, we're getting the pieces to work, and like some things are really, really working, and the things that are working, we never change. So if it's something that works and it's not broken, why do we need to fix it, right?
Right.
So I think that that can be said for Darby Allin. Like there are some things that just work, and then there are other things that are like, what are we really doing? You know what I mean? And we'll talk about those throughout the episode. But I mean, to start out, we get, I think, the best thing of the night. I think the best match of the night is right away. We get the Bucks and Private Party. Um, this is a 2019 embodied AEW match. Like this is spots everywhere. Everything looks good. My biggest issue with this is, and I still feel this way. I hate Private Parties outfits, but I've really come to hate Fringe in the last 2 weeks. Like Fringe on wrestlers, period. I'm going to make the bold statement that we just outlaw Fringe from wrestling. We should get rid of it completely. The only one that should be ever allowed to wear Fringe is Macho Man, and Macho Man's dead. So let's just retire Fringe in the rafters.
Well, I mean, I guess. I mean, I'm
It's,
fine with Fringe. I
I
love it,
well, so
Fringe.
I noticed it. I watched this episode the other day, but I watched it backwards. So I watched the main event and then I restarted it and went back through. And I noticed in the main event, especially when the Bucks come out, they're pulling at their legs, and I was like, "Man, something not right with these outfits, huh? The fringe is messing them up. It's getting in the way. Why do we need this damn fringe? It's the same outfit without the fringe. It doesn't do anything for them except for make them look like idiots. What's the point? There's no point, dude. Like fringe is useless. It never makes you look cooler. Even when
Okay,
Bailey wore it, and I never say a bad word about Bailey, but even when she wore it, not necessary.
okay. I know that you did a short and called yourself the fashion police, but you know,
Fringe sucks.
okay.
Fringe
Well,
sucks. Also,
I'm more interested in how they put Private Party over,
yeah,
and everybody thought the Bucks. And I remember back when they first did this, you could see some online thing about, oh, they're burying Kenny Omega because he had lost some matches. They're
hmm
burying the Bucks because they'd already lost to the Lucha Bros, and then this. And it's like, no, they're trying to get people over. Plus, them being part of the founding people that helped Tony Khan, they didn't want to make it look like that they were just going to go in and book themselves to win every match. So I thought it was great, letting
well, I mean,
Private
now
Party
that
win.
we're 7 years in too, this is archetypal Tony's booking. This is what Tony's done the whole time, and it's worked. Like, why again? Why change the way something is that works? One thing I will say, and me and Holly have been discussing this at great length. There is an ugly buck and there is an attractive buck. Like every tag team has an ugly dude, and then it has one dude that's a better looking dude. Like there's the Shawn Michaels of the Bucks. Like we were trying to figure out which one's better. Matt is far superior to Nick in every way. Matt is a better talent. Matt has a better look. Matt's not ugly in the face. Everything about Matt says he could be a singles competitor. And if we're going to talk about breaking up tag teams, which I know we are because I hate tag team wrestling.
Again, first off, Matt might be better looking, a better ground wrestler, but he nowhere compares in the aerial stuff that Nick does.
Doesn't matter. One's talented, one's not.
No, they're both talented. Some of Nick's dry pan humor that they've done, especially on BTE and some of the other things. I'm sorry, but again, this is one of those. Neither one of them is going to get over as a singles.
Well, also, like if I think I wouldn't have this take if I didn't have to look at Nick. Like Nick's face is just so ugly. It just makes me. It really, really is hard to look at him. He's got the face of a wildebeest.
You're just asking for it. You're just asking for it because what's going to happen is somebody's going to put in the comments, well, I would have watched this podcast, but I didn't want to look at your ugly face. I mean,
I dare him to. And you know what I'm going to say? Hey, man, listen.
They're
also said, I'm the Shawn Michaels. Let's just be honest. I'm the Shawn Michaels.
Yeah. Okay.
It also works with Private Party. There's one of those dudes that's got charisma and he's super talented and he's all over the place. And then there's another one that's not quite as talented as the other one. And I think you know which one's which.
Okay.
There's one of them that's talented, and then there's one that's really good wrestler, but by all intents and purposes, I would never put him in a singles match.
Well, we don't have to put them. Not everybody's meant to be singles. We've talked
about it. They should be. They should be. If you look at Santana and Ortiz from the Inner Circle, one of them is a singles guy too.
No, not everybody. Some tag teams, but some people. We need tag team wrestling. Okay, so I don't want to go down that road again.
Yeah, so. You know, I'm just always trying to grab your foot and drag you under. That's my job.
That's the thing. It's, you know.
All right. So we get the Inner Circle doing their first promo as a group. A little long. And I don't usually have a lot bad to say about Chris Jericho. A little long. We could do maybe like 4 minutes less, and I would have been fine with it. Also, we're, like we say every week, we're working the gimmicks out as we go. And Sammy Guevara is not there yet. Santana and Ortiz really aren't there yet. The tone thing is creeping me out with Ortiz. And then Jake Hager. I also, while we're on the subject, he's been in the news. Have you seen his slap fight debut? What do you think of slap fighting?
Yeah, I heard he was, but no, I haven't seen it.
Did he always have a lisp, or did he get a lisp from the slap fighting?
No, I think he had a lisp, a slot.
Okay. I didn't know because I couldn't recall whether he had a lisp or not, but I heard him on JBL's podcast or something, and he had a noticeable lisp, and I was like, is this conducive to say that is because he got slapped in the face a bunch this weekend? Or would that cause a lisp?
See, I got a completely different take from that interview.
All right, hit me.
Is the continued JR's bromance with Jake Hager.
Huh.
Just because Hager is from Oklahoma, a Sooner, just like JR. Just like
I didn't know that.
Yes, and just like JR had the bromance back in the day with Steve Dr. Death Williams.
Oh, and he just loves the Sooner. Are they the Sooner?
He loves them Oklahoma boys. That's why Jake is he's the toughest man in AEW. He's MMA, whatever. He's bad man. You know, and it's like his bromance he has with these Oklahoma boys. It's like, give it up, JR, okay?
Yeah, I don't I'm proud of him supporting his school. I can't be mad at JR. I did see him walk into a building the other day on a video, and I was like, oh, man. I hurt my heart a little bit. You know, see an old dude walking, you're like, man, the years have gone by, haven't they? We're getting old.
Oh, yeah.
We're getting old. He said in this episode at one point, give that a Google, why don't you? Or something like that. And I'm like, JR, dude. Like, we got to work on changing your image from 9,000 years old to just like 70. Like, if we could just dial back the years just a little bit, because he's like, and I think they look like the Rock and Roll Express, and why don't you young kids give that a Google? And it's just like, stop it, dude. Like, this is not how we talk nowadays, JR.
Well, that's how people were talking in 2019.
Give that a Google. I
Give
don't
that
think
a
I was
Google.
saying. I don't think I was saying give that a Google at all.
Put
Um,
that in your Google machine.
I've done that one. That one I might be a little bit more guilty of. I don't. I don't think that this slap fighting is good for anybody. I'm going to go ahead and say it. This is maybe the worst thing that we've ever ingested as entertainment since Honey Boo Boo.
Possibly.
I don't know that there's a worse thing that they've decided to make where I've ever thought, like, God, have we gotten stupid or what? Like, when did we start watching
Uh,
people slap each other on
maybe,
TV?
maybe when in Rome they were throwing the Christians to the lions in the Colosseum. That might have been worse.
Yeah, that's well, that wasn't streamed on Spike TV or whatever it's on.
Oh,
That was on.
don't think if they wouldn't stream it back in the day, somebody would have carried
The Lions did. That's what they would have called it. Friday Night
it. Yeah.
Lions did.
So yeah.
Yeah, I'm in. I think Jake Hager would have done great if the Lions did.
Yeah. Possibly
Could have
would.
been a great gladiator. Because gladiators don't have to talk. Otherwise, he'd have to have that lisp out on full display. I should stop making fun of his lisp. I'm gonna get myself in trouble on here and get me too. Speaking of getting me too, the next match is Jimmy Havoc and Darby Allin. Great seamless transition there for me into the pervert versus our AEW World Champion.
Well, but what I like, Darby goes to the time limit draw with Cody. Then he gets this number one contenders match, wins it, is going to get a shot at Jericho. They're building. They're trying to build
Yeah.
the these guys that a lot of people haven't heard of, and I just thought they were doing a good job. And Darby was doing just like he's doing now. He's takes
Tony's
all
known
this
the whole time.
punishment,
Yeah.
and then he
Tony's
finds a way to
known
win.
he's known forever. He's known forever that what Darby was, which really, really is masterful if you look through the lens of a booker, that he saw Darby for
Uh,
what he was in 2019.
and also, I want to call out Excalibur for something that they started in 2019, and you still hear them today when they were fighting, when Darby and Havoc were fighting outside the ring, and it was going on for a little bit there. Excalibur said, here in AEW, we do use referee discretion, not just a normal 10 count. The referee can, his discretion, and they kept with that for 7 years.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. It adds a little flavor to the gumbo that is our show that we're watching every week. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
just a little bit of flavor where we can kind of move it away. Also, in the vein of trying not to talk about stuff that's current too much, but have you noticed with this whole Death Riders Will Ospreay thing that they are acknowledging the camera in the room in every segment? Like, instead of making it an invisible camera, have you noticed how much they're actively being like, "Hey, get out of this room"?
Yes, you know how much I hate invisible cameras.
Yeah,
So
I know
yeah.
that it almost feels like they're playing specifically to you, where they're just like, "Hey, dude, time to go."
Well, I forget who it was, but I heard somebody said that was one thing that Tony Khan hated about WWE was the invisible camera. So that's why he's told them to always make sure you have a reason why the camera is there.
I love that. I love that. It sounds like he's been listening to your podcast a little bit.
Yeah, and because I think there was one time that I remember there was no mention of it, and who was it? Billy Gunn
Uh,
and his boys.
yep, that makes sense.
And,
That makes
and
sense.
I think that they said that there was some a little bit not too happy after that because and it was like, Billy probably just was like, well, this is the way we do it in WWE. You don't always have to acknowledge, we can be filmed in secret, and even though we can let the whole stadium see it.
Yeah, I love that though. That has been something every week when I see it, I go, up Ted's takes on wrestling right there, straight from the handbook that you have laid out for them. They should listen to you
Right.
about that, and they should listen to you about the way that a heel gets over, because I think that they've been doing that almost exclusively by your handbook too, where we put them down, pull them up, put them down, pull them up. It's MJF's secret recipe that he uses.
Oh yeah. Well,
So
even the whole thing with Jericho, when they were out, talking about that interview, they were cheering him. So it's like, okay, how can I get him to boo me? I'm going to talk about not only Cody, I'm going to talk about his daddy, Dusty Rhodes.
yep, that's it.
You
That's it. He
know,
goes after the whole Rhodes family, which I wrote down.
yeah.
Like he's not playing around. He's gonna get this heat
Uh,
one way or another. It's hard to do when you have a song that everybody wants to sing, to come out here and
yeah.
be like, "Shut up, fatties." You know what I mean? Like, but he's working it. He's working
The
it for
only
sure.
the
So
only thing was, he went after Dusty. He went after Dustin Rhodes. I was just surprised he didn't go after, probably like a surrogate uncle to Cody growing up,
yeah,
Dick Murdoch.
that's for sure. It feels like you're now trying to get Dick Murdoch canonized in every episode of every wrestling show. So I love that for you, that we're gonna have Dick Murdoch all the time, everywhere.
Yeah.
The racist Dick Murdoch just keeps popping up out of nowhere.
Well, one of these days, somebody's going to pull the link, and
Well,
they're going to accuse Cody of it.
I don't think we have to worry about Tony Schiavone giving him a 10 bell salute anytime soon. He's already dead, so I think we're
Yeah.
safe on having to get the Dick Murdoch 10 bell salute. So back to Jimmy Havoc and Darby Allin. Like we said, the build up for Darby has always been there. My only problem
Yeah.
with this match is it felt like in the lunchroom in high school, if you sit with more than one Gothic kid, you're considered Gothic. I don't
Right.
want to be Gothic. So I don't need two Gothic dudes in one match. Like I could do with one, but we're gonna have to diversify our bonds a little bit. I don't have a problem with the Gothic. I just need to make sure that we're separating church and state a little bit, where everybody's not gonna be like, "Oh, you must be Gothic too." You know what I mean? Like I don't want
Right.
everybody being Gothic out here. So get these guys away from each other. Honestly, we can just get Jimmy Havoc out of here altogether. That's fine.
Well,
I don't.
It ain't too much longer than he is. So
Yeah, so we're safe. He's in that wrestlers documentary. If you guys ever go to Tubi, there's a great documentary about the independent scene. He shows up in the deathmatch episode, and it's really, really, really interesting. So I don't like the guy by any means, and he's Me Too'd for a reason. So go ahead and Wikipedia that too if you'd like. But yeah, get him out of here. So after that, we have Bea Priestley, Emi Sakura versus Riho and Britt Baker in a tag match. I don't really want to talk about this match, but I do want to do this. Rate the four wrestlers: Bea Priestley, Emi Sakura, Riho, and Britt Baker for in-ring work only. I'll give you mine first to give you a second to think about it. So I think Emi Sakura is the best of the four. I think Riho is the second best. I think Bea Priestley, Blair Davenport is the third, and I think Britt Baker is the fourth. I don't think Britt Baker showed us that she was good at anything in this match except for working a character that gets over with fans, which is
well,
important. Don't get me wrong,
that,
but she's
that
not.
that's what I was going to say. What I pulled from this match wasn't her in ring, because she's still pretty green compared, but Britt was already showing camera presence.
Which is, you can't teach that either. That's something that's
No,
really,
no,
really, really hard to teach, and
and
you can
that was the
tell.
thing that
You can tell.
because
Yeah,
so
you can.
that was the thing. It was interesting, was you could see, that, and that was the thing. Even through Britt's career, as she got better and stuff, she was just very inconsistent. She could have some great matches, and then she could have some stinkers.
She needs to have someone drag her across the finish line. So her great matches were always with really, really good workers. And that's one of the problems is you have to give her a handicap to make her have a great match. Whereas the character is built in. Like it is a great
Right.
character. It's got the DMD. It's got the whole everything you need
Yep.
from a star. It's just AEW over the process of the next 7 years is going to turn into a wrestling show, and that is her glaring weakness.
Right. And she would be better off in WWE where the in
Oh,
ring
she'd be
is not
great.
as important.
She'd be great in WWE. Like the problem
Yeah.
now is if they throw her to the Wolves in NXT, basically they have turned that into a place where everyone is now like 25 and under. They've
Right. Right.
eliminated all of the old people in NXT, and old being the operative word because I'm saying like 28-year-olds are old in this business.
Yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
all the people that were a little bit older have been either risen up or they've been eliminated.
Yeah.
So the only one left that's of a certain age would be Tatum Paxley. So everybody else is 22. Does
Yeah.
that
Oh, yeah.
work with a 34-year-old, which is I'm guessing at her age, but does that work with Britt Baker if she comes in there with a geriatric hip? Probably
No,
not.
I don't know. Yeah.
It's getting a little late, but also if they're going to yank Powerhouse Hobbs straight to the main roster, maybe she's a candidate to go right to the main roster.
Yeah.
Maybe she's a candidate to not even stay in NXT at all. I don't know. But like you said, it would work wonders in WWE if they tried. It's just
Oh, yeah.
how do we get there? Also, her reputation is her reputation. She has burned a few bridges with almost everybody, it feels like.
Yeah.
And I don't know how that happened so fast. Like, even like, it feels like the All Access show was a little bit more real than maybe it should have been. Because even in
Right.
the All Access show, a lot of people were like, "Yeah, come on, man! Like, what are you doing?"
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's something to think about for sure. What do you think as far as the in ring for these four, though? How would you rank them up?
Oh, that's pretty much it. But I mean, Emi Sakura, she trained Riho, so it would be, evident she was more of a veteran, and done that. And Riho's always been Riho. She's sort of like a Darby Allin-esque character, always going to be the
Yeah,
underdog. Going to take a pounding and bump and doing her thing. So,
yeah, definitely. I just wanted to make sure that we gave Emmy Sakura some love because
oh yeah,
she's a bad. She's a boss. She's a boss for sure, and I don't think we give her enough respect. I know I don't, so I wanted to make sure that we got that in there. All right, so we get the best friends, a little cameo from Trent and Chuck, and rest in peace to the best friends. I missed them. I missed them coming to the ring with the mom's band, and I missed the whole thing. I miss it a lot. I want to. My question I posed to the fans during or the people listening. I don't know about fans, but whatever. Is Orange Cassidy the longest running face in AEW?
Darby Allin and Orange Cassidy.
Okay, yeah. So I guess they'd be even. Darby probably comes first. So I guess that probably gives you Darby was in the first episode. So
Right. Yeah.
Darby's going to win that one. I didn't think about that. Darby's never been heel.
No.
Ah, okay. All right. Who do you think turns heel first, Darby or Orange?
I think a heel Orange Cassidy would be fun.
That'd be a lot of fun. I think if the heel Darby Allin would be fun though too. Like you get all
That'd be
the
okay, but I want to see. I would want to see a heel Orange Cassidy. I think that would just be hilarious.
that would be so. It's hard to do though. I don't know how you do it. All right, let's move past that. Now we got Moxley versus the chairman Sean Spears, which,
Yeah.
to be honest, I don't care about him at all. I only care about John Moxley wearing ring shorts. That's the only
Okay.
thing I'm
I
going to talk
wrote the
about.
exact same. I wrote the exact same thing because him and Hangman both, started out in the shorts, and I forgot about Moxley because I've just been so used to the pants that it's just funny, seeing him again in the shorts.
Yeah, it's definitely weird. So, do you think the pants are a better choice, or do you think we can bring
Yes.
back the shorts?
No pants.
He can't be a Death Rider in shorts.
No,
They have a no
no.
shorts rule. You have to go one or the other. I'm looking at.
Unless you're Pac. Pac
I've
can
got
have
the
the short.
I've got Collision on behind you and on the TV behind you from last night, and the Death Riders are all walking out right now. I've noticed that none of them are allowed to wear shorts. You either go underwear or you go pants. There's no in between.
Right, right.
So yeah, I'm
Yeah.
very
That
invested in bringing back the shorts for just one night.
um so I didn't realize this till a couple months ago. Do you know why Tully Blanchard left AEW?
I don't.
He said to somebody, I don't know if it's an interview or what, I heard this, but that it was too choreographed as far as even what the manager was supposed to do. And he was having a hard time remembering, okay, I'm supposed to be here, I'm supposed to be there. Whereas, back in the day, the heel managers would, there may be a few spots they knew about, but other than that, they would just sort of kayfabe, cheating some or whatever. And babyface would go along with it. And he was just like, things were just too choreographed. And
Yeah.
if you'll notice in this match, and after I heard that interview, I was watching, if you'll notice, he was constantly going around the ring like he was trying to figure out, okay, am I supposed to be on this side or this side?
That makes sense. I mean, it's hard also for an older guy to remember where he's supposed to be anyway. So it's a lack of wrestling or lack of too much choreograph, or him just being like, "Oh man, you're asking me to remember too much shit.
Yeah, well,
I don't
that's
even
true
know how
too.
to. I don't even know how to fix my TiVo."
Yeah,
So there's no way I'm going to remember left, right side hash of the ring, or you know what I mean.
yeah,
Like you're going to have to
yeah.
come over here and help me figure out this TV. There's no way I'm going to be able to remember
Yeah.
the ring.
Like, make sure you're not standing here at 5 minutes and 45 seconds in the match because he's going to do a tope suicida. A what?
So what? What's
You
that? Can you spell that?
don't want to be standing there. What?
Yeah, I didn't hear that at all. Yeah, I wonder if Arn had that problem too. They're about the same age, aren't they?
Yeah, but Arn probably didn't care.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Arn does
Arn's
come
like,
off
I'm
to
going to
me as
stand
a
where I
guy.
want
Yeah,
to.
he's
And
just
if you don't
cruising.
like it,
There's no. Yeah,
if you don't
he's
like it,
gonna.
I'm pulling out the Glock.
That's what I was about to say. Put it on your forehead, blow your brains all over the sidewalk.
Arn Anderson is a national treasure. I don't care
I
what
miss
anybody
that.
says.
I miss that so much. I'm not going to edit this very much, but I am most certainly going to put Glock Anderson into this podcast. I
Oh,
won't
yeah.
do
You know what I do? I pull out the Glock, put it on his forehead, and spill his brains all over the concrete.
Call an ambulance! Call an ambulance! But not for me.
podcast. I won't
Oh,
do
yeah.
a lot of editing, but there will be a segment where I stick Arn Anderson into this
Do
podcast.
it. Yes. Yes.
All right. So we get through this Moxley match. Kenny Omega shows up, the cleaner. He has his baseball bat with barbed wire. He has a broom with barbed wire. He throws the baseball bat to Moxley. And then Pac comes out just being a little bastard. Just like always, just messing things
Yep.
up. Nobody wants him here, but here he is, just best friends forever with John Moxley, just helping his boy out.
Yep.
Death Riders United. I think I don't know how far it is into AEW history, but Moxley and Kenny's Double or Nothing match with the giant poker chip is one of
Yeah.
my favorite matches in AEW history. Like, I think it's
Yeah.
just an absolute masterpiece. And it feels like lately I don't have anything bad to say about John Moxley. It ebbs and it flows. Sometimes I hate him. Sometimes he annoys me. And then other times I'm like, how do you say bad things about him? He's doing his
Yeah.
thing.
He tickled Pac.
That made me laugh. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, after that night, I was like, man, maybe I had been a little harsh again. Because it's peaks and valleys for me with John Moxley. Sometimes
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like, why are you wearing those little barbed wire shorts? And then other times I'm like, dude, this is awesome. You tickle Pac. Do that some more.
Yeah.
So I don't know. What do you think about the whole setup for Kenny and John?
Well, it's been brewing, so it's
Yeah, it's a good.
it's getting there.
I'm excited to see what we get over the next few weeks. I wonder if there will be Kenny promos because again, there's not a lot of time that you see Kenny cut real promos like, I mean, that we've seen so far or that I've seen recently. Like it's usually just, say what I'm gonna do and then hit the catchphrase and get out of the ring. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see if we actually get promos. Or if this is just going to be Kenny just being the best wrestler that's ever lived, because
Right.
that's the gimmick. He doesn't need promos, to be honest, but I'm interested to
Yeah.
see if we try. All right, main event time. The only thing that I really got from any of like the intro part of this was Dustin Rhodes loves some butt rock, man. Comes out to the cowboy font of his name, butt rock music, butt rock t-shirt. The whole outfit's butt rock personified. He really realistically looks like he could sing in Three Doors Down right now if he wanted. Are you doing that thing to me where you do every podcast where you say and?
And
I've now got it figured out where I know that face you make. I know it's coming.
yeah.
That's how many
Yeah.
podcasts we've done together. So this match,
Yeah.
I mean, for what it's worth, it's not the best match of the night. That beginning match absolutely takes it. But I mean, for what it is, it was all right. I mean, some beautiful spots, that really, really nice code breaker at the end. Cody, if the real thing for me in this match is Cody looks amazing at the end. They bring
Oh,
Cody
yeah.
out and he looks like a star. You know what I mean? And like it looks real. And this is like maybe like the first or second time where we've seen him and it's been like, okay, he could lead this company if he needs to. I
Right.
wonder how we got to the place where he refused to be a champion, right? Like he didn't want to be a world champion.
Yeah.
So he put himself in an automatic hole in the ground, right? By saying, I'm not going to be a world champion of this company.
Right.
Why? You're an absolute star. And this is coming from someone who doesn't like him, but he looked great. Like pre-neck tattoo, he has a different aura, man.
Well,
I just,
like I said, it was the whole thing, and it was setting things up. But then the whole thing with the brawl and all the different people coming out, the Bucks and Darby, Dynamite, a good brawl like that is a good way to end the show. Again, you're showing Darby, giving him a little shine. The Bucks are coming out, so and then of course MJF. Babyface MJF getting all the cheer. But he's been teasing for weeks that he's going to turn on Cody. So, back in the day when you first saw it, you're like, oh gosh, he's going to do it, and eventually he will. But, spoiler alert. But, just the whole way he did it was, just setting it up, and it was good.
Yeah, I really liked it too. I thought it was really, really special. I don't know, man. Like I said, I think we're cooking now. We're on the track. I think we're gonna see if the momentum can continue into episode 3. And I'm pretty sure we got a pay-per-view coming up too, do we not?
Yeah, Double or Nothing.
Double or Nothing. Is that the one that John faces Kenny at?
Not Double or Nothing. No, Full Gear, I think.
Full Gear.
Full
Okay.
Gear. Yeah.
All right. So let's plan for getting these out a little better. I will totally take the blame for being a lazy producer and not getting these out on time. I will make sure I change that. Like I said, man, we're building, and Darby Allin is the star that we thought he would be. So I think the takeaway of this episode is Tony knew the whole time what Darby Allin was. And everybody that I've seen on the internet this week insulting his booking and saying that Darby Allin shouldn't be champion, you're not an AEW fan. That's what I'm going to say to you. If you're saying that Darby Allin shouldn't be champion, you're not an AEW fan. You haven't been watching since the beginning. You don't understand.
Here's the thing about Darby. Darby this was one of them. He gets the championship for what he's done. And it's good that Tony did that. But after this run, he never has to hold it again. You know, he can do his thing. But even this run, even though we probably all know it's going to be short, but to get to see these matches every week, I mean, you know, he's got Okada next week. You know, all this stuff, because 10 years from now, you're not going to remember, oh, Darby only held it for 2.5 months. You're going to remember, oh, yeah, I remember when Darby wrestled Brody King and Tommaso Ciampa and Kevin Knight and Okada, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of Ciampa, I got to throw this in. You know, the relationship that Ciampa had with Gargano, right?
Yeah.
And their black and gold NXT run and how they got together and they were a tag team, and then Ciampa turned on him, and then the build up for the final blow off 1 hour extravaganza match, and they put all that in there. How does Gargano feel now when Ciampa, after one match with Darby, says, I found my new wrestling soulmate?
Yeah, it happens fast, man. It happens fast. You move right on to your next love.
He's like, no, Gargano, I never loved you. I never
while
loved you.
While we're shouting out Tommaso Ciampa, did you catch last night during that giant match with way too many people on Dynamite that somebody goes to the table and he goes over there and picks the top of the table up and puts it back on the table and brushes it off like nothing happened? Great funny bit that no one noticed from Tommaso Ciampa. Underratedly funny guy that's just having fun, having the best time, which is what we're doing right now. Plug something, Ted. Plug something.
Ted Takes on Wrestling. Subscribe, follow, check out my shorts. I do want to say again, rest in peace to Ted Turner. I got the old school Sting shirt on tonight. You know, that's what I grew up on, 605. A lot of memories from the 80s, and, you know, I'm very thankful for Ted Turner for putting wrestling on his channel, even back in the Georgia Championship Wrestling when TBS was first starting. And, you know, Tommy Rich Buzz Sawyer, Last Battle of Atlanta. Look it up if you've never seen it.
Oh yeah. And hey, man, he made me watch the match. I spent about 2 weeks telling him I'm going to watch it. And I finally did, dude. And if you're a sicko, I think you're going to like it. All right. Also, my YouTube is in the corner. My TikTok is in the corner. It's something you can click on if you want to. Don't be weird. Talk to you later. Peace.